Hey everybody, this is Thomas from the Next Report, giving you a weekly update, and hopefully I'll be able to keep doing this each and every week, um, live from, currently my bedroom. Yay! So, what's going to happen this week? Tomorrow, Stephen Tompkins and I are going to be recording our 42nd episode of the podcast. We're going to talk about the Olympics in Russia, various things about it, interesting things. It's gonna be a blast. And yes, it's going to include the Jamaican bobsled team and how they got there, which is fantastic. That part really excites me. And it's the meaning of life, right? Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy reference. Gotta love it, gotta love it. So, that's what's going to happen tomorrow. Hopefully, I'll have the next issue of the magazine ready. If not, I can probably push it back to Tuesday. That way, there's a post every single day this week because that's the goal right now. Short-term goals: have something every week for everybody, so that I can engage people more often. Because the more content you have, the more people are going to look at it. The more people look at it, the more often they look at it, the more audience you build and build and build. So, and I'm going to be trying some new strategies social networking wise because I've noticed that at least one person that I follow on Facebook, how they say, how they, post a status update, a leading status update, and then put link in the comments below. And plain status updates tend to get more views than just plain old posting links and then waiting for people to look at those links. It's not guaranteed. Um, if you're an alternate or some other fan page that has a lot of traffic, the original of posting a link, bam, that tends to work for them because they've got enough traffic. In order to get more traffic, I have to do the other way around. Probably is, hey, we've got this thing out, link to it in the comments, bam. All of a sudden people might be more likely to see it. We'll see what happens with that one. And Wednesday will be the usual weekly links. And if you want to submit anything that you find interesting for weekly links, just send it in um, through our contacts on social networking sites. It's in the left-hand column on thenixedreport.com, and you can also use the contact us feature and everything else. So, or call 660-474-0345, leave a message, and hey, you can wind up on our next podcast too. That's the cool part. Um, call that number, leave a voice message, and hey, we'll put you on the podcast. We're trying to kind of do more and more of that, but we'll see if we can do that. I know we can. It's just going to take a little time. Of course, we'll have something usual for Throwback Thursday, Friday Epic Fail, and Good News Saturday has made its return. Because every now and then some good news is probably a nice thing to have, right? So that's what we'll look for. So there we have it. I also want to take the time to clarify something. Um, I work nights, graveyard, retail, and it can be a stressful job. But one of the rewarding aspects is talking to people, especially those you haven't seen in a while, and you get to catch up for a moment as you're helping them and providing service to them. Um, they brought it to my attention that they had been informed, like last summer, last fall, that the format of the podcast had changed. Well, it's there's obvious truth to that, but there's something that was kind of overlooked. It wasn't changed as in changed forward, it was kind of reverted back to what it was intended to be. And that was something that talked about various technology aspects as well as geekdom in general and things that have a popular following but are overlooked. And sometimes some things that are just plain overlooked that should have some attention. And the podcast was meant as a supplement to everything else. So I ran into creative problems last year, creative differences, and things were just not fun anymore. And I realized why. And yes, tomorrow we're going to talk about politics. It's going to come up. It's inevitable. But I'm glad we haven't talked about politics all the time. And that's the thing. Uh, at some point, politics it gets it gets boring to people after a while. And keeping things fresh, entertaining, and everything else is important. So that's kind of what happened. Um, those differences occurred after updating the website with some content that was disagreed with, and that's when I realized that I failed to communicate what the site was supposed to be about in the first place, covering you know technology, especially things that run Unix-like operating systems at their very core, while combining all the other stuff with that fact, saying, "Hey, I write about this stuff, and by the way, I wrote this article on my Chromebook, and I edited this video using OpenShot, and I did this and that." Basically demonstrating and proving that you don't have to spend thousands of dollars on various things just to get the job done. So I do appreciate the contributions that have been given over the year of doing the podcast, and I'll be forever grateful, and the door will always be open. But I've learned to put my foot down when it was necessary, and now I know why they call it being the editor, because you have to learn to say, "We'd better not do this," or "No, you're not going to tell me what I can and can't say on something that I'm paying for anyway. Go start your own venue. I'll even guide you in how to do it." So, and that's kind of one of the things I want to help people do as well, is how to do it yourself. Um, that's pretty much all I have, and I'm going to try to make it a habit of updating all of you weekly on what's going on, what we're doing this week, what we're covering, talking about, and hopefully be able to keep it up. You know, keep doing the thumbs up, encouraging, and all that good stuff. So there you have it. This issue, I'm going to talk about Fedora 20, my experiences with it. Very interesting experiences, as well as talk about certain low-powered devices. And Stephen Tompkins is contributing his thoughts on some of that stuff. He has a Raspberry Pi, and he has a tablet as well. So it's going to get interesting, and I'm going to talk more about my Chromebook in that issue too, because I like that. Anyway, that's all for now. Entertain yourself, educate yourself, empower yourself, and I'll see you all next week.